From Ball State Unified Media, this is Newslink Indiana.
Welcome to Newslink Indiana. I'm Sarah Lehman. New developments today in the Ball State and Interfraternity Council agreement to social probation this morning. As students were headed to class, they were met with some flyers hung up around campus. The comic flyers titled Ball State Truth Redefined show what looks to be Charlie Cardinal arresting a bottle of alcohol. The comic reads, "Finally caught the Greek life scoundrel that's been causing all this sexual assault mischief." A female then says that she was assaulted and getting rid of alcohol won't solve the problem. This comes just days after 13 fraternities on Ball State's campus were put on social probation. A Ball State spokesperson says they are looking into the situation and are trying to get to the bottom of it. If your plans for Halloween weekend include drinking, Muncie has some options for you to try something new. Books and Brews is having their first ever event since they opened at the end of September, and they will have some special Halloween-themed drinks. Brittany Carlin is live at Books and Brews to tell us about the event. Brittany?
Tonight here at Books and Brews, they will be having their first ever event called Drink or Treat. It's a Halloween themed event, and their general manager told me yesterday how excited he is, and they've been planning it, and they're super excited to have people come out in costumes and celebrate the event. Books, beer, and Halloween fun is what you can expect tonight.
We're going to have Scream Ales, we're going to have the Meanies, which is a local acoustic band playing. We're also going to be having costume contests for children and for adults as well.
Yes, kids are invited too. They have areas of their store that are open to people under the age of 21, so the entire family can be included.
Especially as far as it being a bookstore, we just want to have a very chill, relaxed just place for everybody. Like the main tagline is a place for people without a place. So it's perfect, like if you are watching your kids and you want to have a beer while they're playing a game or play a game with your kid, you can totally come here. Books and Brews General Manager Corey Constable has been trying to spread the word to make for a great first event for his store. I'm very excited. I definitely think it'll be pretty good. We had posters put up all around Ball State. We've been blasting it on Facebook, having everybody tell their friends. So I'm definitely hoping and thinking that'll probably be a pretty good, decent-sized event for us. Nicholas Blevins, an employee at Books and Brews, loves Halloween and is very excited about this event.
Oh my gosh, Halloween's one of my favorite things in the world, so it's...
And laughs should be shared tonight, as one of the categories for the costume contest is funniest costumes. There's going to be first, second, and third prizes for that. Yes, and tonight the winners of the costume contest get a gift card. First place gets $50, second place gets $25, and third gets $10, all to enjoy when they come back to Books and Brews. Live at Books and Brews in Muncie, Brittany Carlin, Newslink, Indiana.
Thanks, Brittany. And if you want to learn more about tonight's event, you can go to their Facebook page at Books and Brews Muncie. Halloween usually is not associated with giving to the community, but a local haunted house is raising money for a young boy in need. Maddie Boldry has the story.
Local scare in Delaware County, instead of benefiting themselves, is giving their proceeds to help people in need. The Oregon Trail, now located at the Gadsden Fairgrounds, is using the 2 weekends they are open a year to provide the scare of a lifetime.
It was to a gentleman who lost his life in a motorcycle accident. I think we raised, I want to say $1,200 for his family. That was just in one night.
In the past, they have had some issues with the city of Muncie allowing them to operate in a residential area, resulting in them moving to the Gadsden Fairgrounds. Now they are bigger than ever with 21 different rooms and on an average night, an hour and a half wait to get into the haunted attraction, who won second place last year for the most haunted houses of Indiana.
We started building for the 2012 season with 10 actors. A little bit of spider webs, a cemetery, a couple black lights, and a fog machine. Back then, we thought it was awesome.
The biggest impact they are making is helping people in need each year. This year, their goal is to help raise $9,000 for a 5-year-old boy who needs this money to get treatment in order to learn to walk and talk again. These men are not only providing joy to others through the Haunted House Oregon Trail, but are doing it all on their own to help benefit others.
I became a part of the Oregon Trail. I was on a destructive path in life, and Oregon Trail took me under their wing and changed my life 100%.
In Gadsden, Madeline Boldry, Newslink, Indiana.
And if you want to support the Oregon Trail, tomorrow and Saturday are the last days to do that. The event runs from 8 at night until the lines end. The Halloween season is coming to a close, but the Ball State basketball season is coming up in just a few short weeks, and most fans are focused on the starting players. However, men's basketball coach James Whitford is focused on his entire team, even those that aren't playing. Newslink Indiana's Connor Miller has the story.
This year, the Cardinals gained 2 transfer students from SEC schools, junior KJ Walton from Missouri and sophomore Bracken Hazen from Arkansas. However, because of NCAA transfer rules, both players must sit out 1 year to get comfortable at their new school. At the team's first news conference Tuesday, Coach Whitford said Walton and Hazen give him confidence, as both they and the active players are benefiting, and that the pair will hopefully be better than they were last year at their previous schools.
Having him and KJ sitting out, for me, is a really breath of fresh air, because they can both really play, and it just feels good. You know, it just kind of gives you strength, gives you confidence in that we can continue to be good.
Walton, who is currently working through an ankle injury, spent 2 years with the Tigers, where he played 24 games, 17 as a starter. He says Whitford and his staff worked hard to bring him to Ball State and create a friendly environment for the team.
Ball State, they showed a lot of interest in me. Coach Witt, he came and visited with me, showed a lot of love, and it felt like a home environment, so that was really the biggest thing that made me want to come here.
Hazen, who appeared in 14 games with the Razorbacks, said that the culture Whitford created made him want to be a part of it. Although he enjoys practicing with his teammates, he says he thought the year of ineligibility would be easier than it is.
I thought I was going to be okay with it towards the beginning of practices, just be that scout team player that pushes the starters. But now that we're getting closer to the games and we've got a scrimmage coming up, and hearing that I can't play in the scrimmage, it's definitely hitting a little hard right now. But I'm definitely excited just to cheer on the team this year, put in the work that I need to be ready for next year.
After sitting out this year, Walton will have 2 years of eligibility remaining, and Hazen will have 3. In Muncie, Connor Miller, Newslink, Indiana.
The men's basketball team has an exhibition match against St. Francis on November 6th at 7 p.m. And while we're still a week away from basketball season, the women's soccer season is coming to a close. On Sunday, the Cardinals will host the quarterfinal game against the Huskies of Northern Illinois. After shutting out Miami on Thursday with a 1-0 victory, the Cardinals enter the tournament as the number 2 seed for the MAC tournament. With Lucy Walton scoring the game-winning goal, Kent State clinched the number 1 seed after defeating Ohio on Thursday. The game will be held at 1 on Sunday at the Briner Sports Complex. Now let's take a look at your Newslink Indiana forecast for your Halloween weekend. These are the conditions right now. It is currently 48 degrees outside. It feels like 43 degrees though, so you better bring your jacket. Your day planner at about around 1 p.m. it'll be 50 degrees. Looks like some rain is coming in the forecast later tonight for those of you who are going out for Halloween. And your 7-day forecast. This weekend it'll be in the low to upper 40s. During the week, though, it will warm up a little bit in the beginning of the week to your lower 50s. A little bit of rain coming in on Wednesday, and it'll get a little warmer on Thursday and Friday in the lower 60s. If you're traveling today, the weather may not be the only obstacle. All lanes on the I-65 near the I-465 ramp on the south side of Indianapolis are closed after a semi-crash this morning, according to the Indiana Department of Transportation. The crash occurred this morning around 5:30. Indiana State Police say the death of the driver of a passenger vehicle could have been caused by debris hitting the vehicle as it headed southbound. According to NDOT, the southbound lanes were closed for cleanup. Sergeant John Perrine says the traffic was being diverted to I-465. The death is being investigated. Pets are also being impacted by the opioid epidemic sweeping the nation. A puppy in Massachusetts had to be given a life-saving drug after an accidental overdose last week. Beth Geramo has more.
Like most puppies, 3-month-old Zoe gets into just about everything. But what she ingested last Friday nearly cost her life.
The cigarette box was right there. She had it in her mouth for maybe 30 seconds.
A cigarette box on this Andover street corner, hiding what turned out to be an opioid. And the impact on the frisky yellow lab was immediate.
She was like a dog, like a normal dog like this. And then within seconds, just keeled over. It just fell right on her side.
Owner Peter Tebow quickly carried her home, but as she grew increasingly unresponsive, he rushed her here to the Bulger Veterinary Hospital. It didn't take the doctors long to determine Zoe had overdosed.
Just the combination of it being a young, otherwise healthy dog who had then very suddenly collapsed right after eating something on the street. Those were kind of the keys.
She asked me to leave the room, and literally within 5 minutes, she asked me to come back in. The dog was upright, alert, responsive. It was unbelievable.
What they administered was naloxone, the generic form of Narcan used to reverse the effects of opioids on humans. The puppy would need several doses, but Zoe was home in 12 hours.
What concerns the owner as well is where the drug was found. This is the corner where his 6 and 9-year-old children pick up the school bus.
It could have been one of the kids in the neighborhood, and that would have been devastating, you know. There's little kids out here all the time.
Zoe's case is not so unusual. The veterinary hospital has treated at least 3 other similar cases just this year. For Peter Tebow, it speaks to the reach of the opioid epidemic.
Until I was impacted by it, I never took it seriously, and now it's on the forefront of my mind.
And grateful this cherished member of the family got a second chance.
President Trump declared the opioid epidemic a nationwide public health emergency on Thursday. An Indiana puppy born without one of his paws is finally able to walk at a near normal gait thanks to a prosthetic leg. Tom Whitehurst normally makes prosthetic limbs for humans, but he agreed to make a series of free prosthetic leg for Fergus, a Great Dane puppy. The 16-week-old dog's left leg is about half the length it should be and doesn't have a paw. Fergus is now walking on his 6th prosthetic leg, which uses the joint from a child's prosthetic arm for a knee. Fergus will need several more prosthetic legs as he grows. And that's going to do it for us this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sarah Lehman. Be sure to tune into Newslink Indiana tonight at 6:57 on WIPB TV. Have a great rest of your day.